Hello and welcome to today's 5-in-1 Mayani Talks. Let's have a little bit of fun today. Of course, this past month of August, I've been sharing with you some facts surrounding why the materials I work with to create my pieces of jewelry are the choices I've made consciously. But today I thought we'd have a bit of fun and share with you some of the facts, 5 of them, that I've learned recently, just this past week actually. So fact number 1, when it comes to stainless steel, as I understand it, 48% on average is recycled globally. However, this figure is a little bit misleading. So that does not mean that stainless steel is being wasted. So whilst 48% is being recycled, it doesn't mean the remaining 62%, 52% is being wasted. It does mean that the remainder of the stainless steel that is not being recycled is simply in existence today, doing its job, performing a function, because stainless steel, as we know, is a very durable metal, and it can last decades, it can outlive use. So with that in mind, that 48% average figure globally is not actually reflecting any stainless steel waste, which leads me on to thinking about gold and silver and the recyclability of those. Gold, approximately 30% of it is recycled annually, and approximately 28% of silver is recycled annually. Again, those figures only reflecting the quantities of gold and silver that are sent for recycling, and actually not capturing the quantities of gold and silver existing in the marketplace that people are holding on to and that is still in use. It does, however, then bring me on to fact number 2, because with only 30% of our annual gold and silver turnover coming from recycled gold and silver, it does mean that 70% approximately is new material, which, yes, leads us to mining. So, of course, fact number 2, stainless steel, I am aware, and you may be aware as well, has got something of an environmental impact when it comes to mining, because, of course, the stainless steel is a blend of metals, so the ores, the metals that actually produce the stainless steel, that are used to create stainless steel, they have to be mined for. It's a very bulk operation. However, there are 2 key ways in which that operation and process is a lot more eco-conscious in comparison to mining for gold and silver, new gold and new silver. So first of all, when you're mining for gold and silver, the rocks that are extracted are actually moved away from the site to then be chemically processed to extract the gold and silver they contain. In stainless steel, you don't have that. You simply, at the site at which the metals are extracted, the rocks remain. So you're not causing as much of a damaging or lasting impact, if you like, to the Earth's infrastructure, because you're leaving the earth which you dug up in the place in which you dug it up. Whereas when it comes to gold and silver mining, you're moving those rocks away quite far, then chemically processing them and never to be returned again. So the damage is much more significant. And of course, secondly, when it comes to gold and silver mining, the process involves toxic chemicals. Yes, not only are the rocks chemically processed to extract the gold and silver, which when you look at the amount of rocks that are extracted versus the amount of gold and silver you extract, it does mean that gram per gram, gold and silver are far more destructive when it comes to their mining process in comparison to stainless steel. But on top of that, the toxins that are used to process gold and silver in the mining process, to actually extract them and to process it, end up in our water systems. So the devastation and impact on our ecosystems is just, unbelievable. It's phenomenal when it comes to gold and silver mining. So that's fact number 1 and fact number 2 wrapped in there together. Fact number 3, linen, it turns out, is actually the most durable fabric when it comes to creating heirloom pieces. The con, or the not so positive side of that, is linen is not as comfortable. So I currently create my pieces of jewelry using high quality Egyptian cotton that of course is responsibly sourced, and alternatively, where color is not available, I use high quality pearl cotton. The reason I choose those are the second best options. They are not only very durable fibers to work with when it comes to creating heirloom quality pieces, they resist moisture much better than silk, which is another option, but resist moisture much better than silk does. And of course, silk, when exposed to a lot of UV light, it can get damaged and becomes the structure of it disintegrates and falls apart and gets destroyed much quicker than it would do for Egyptian cotton or pearl cotton. However, linen is more durable than my cotton choices, with the negative benefit, or the negative side of it, not the benefit, the negative side of it being that linen is rougher in quality. It takes more wearing in. So I love working with Egyptian cotton and pearl cotton because you not only get the durability in your heirloom quality pieces, but you also get the comfort, which is very important, I feel, when it comes to creating jewelry for women, because so much of it is not. When it comes to luxury jewelry, it's not comfortable. And we'll come on to why that is in my new topic of this month, and why that, one aspect of why that might be. But when it comes to linen, I am looking into whether there are linen blends that exist that give me the benefit of the durability of linen, which we know there are a lot of ancient artifacts that have been found preserved and intact that are made of linen. So I do love the durability of it, but I'm looking to see if I can find a blend that provides that comfort element too. And if and when I do, you never know, I may start to swap over and shift into using linen in my pieces, as and where I can, because of course color is quite important when I'm creating my pieces of jewelry. I want to make sure I give you that match that you are looking for when it comes to the color that you particularly want me to work with or incorporate in your pieces. Fact number 4, a lot of consumers are shifting away from our traditional concepts of what it means to be luxurious. They're not just looking at price point anymore or flashy labels. They're actually looking for pieces with a story, pieces where conscious choices have been made when selecting the materials that are used to create those pieces. They're also looking for a user experience, which were not things that were previously looked at. So it does mean that we're looking for more artistic pieces, which are design led, that are led by conscious thought processes, and also where the user experience is paid a lot more attention to. And fifth and final fact this week is that whilst India has got a very strong cultural relationship with the use of gold and silver and gemstones in creating luxury Indian jewelry pieces, for 2 reasons. First of all, cultural status, as a status symbol, people have to wear flashy pieces of jewelry with a lot of gold, silver and gemstones to show off their wealth, but B, it's seen as an investment as well. That is now shifting away, with a lot of India's focus being placed now upon, if you like, refocusing on looking at the materials that go into creating pieces, the artistry and craftsmanship behind those pieces, and the design, and how clever the design is in terms of making pieces versatile for modern life. So I'm ending this with a big beautiful smile, because that's exactly what my jewelry pieces stand for, bringing you pieces that are consciously crafted, that bring versatility, comfort and luxury and sustainability all together under one umbrella. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's 5-in-1 as much as I did, and I'd love to know if you wouldn't mind sharing with me below what your favorite fact was. Of course, please do subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and hit the notification bell so you can be kept up to date of my videos, which come out once a week. I wish you a beautiful week ahead, and remember, because your jewelry should always be more than just an afterthought. Bye for now.